Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Sorry, I was stuffing my face with bacon because I'm hungry. What's going on? Happy Saturday. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all, if y'all could have seen me stuffing my face before this live with bacon. So, what's going on? Let's see. Desi's in the house. Desi, are you working today? Oh, yes. Desi, I put a question of the day in the chat. So as you come in, please feel free to go ahead and answer it if you're comfortable. We're all family here. Hey, your credit score is yours. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Whether it's high or low, don't be ashamed of it because that's what we're here to work on today. Desi dropped hers. She says, "Hey, good morning. I think my credit score is pretty good. Your credit score is very good. My average score is 794. Experian is 792, TransUnion is 800, and Equifax is 789. Your credit score is excellent. I love it. Hey, LaShonda, my credit score is fair, but definitely needs work. Yes, and that's okay. That's what we're here to talk about. That's what we're here to talk about in this whole credit card series, okay? Hi, Sharon. Mine is fair and needs work. Listen, y'all, I remember my credit score is average 786. But I've worked hard for that, and it was in the 800s, but I have been spending on my credit cards like crazy. And y'all know what we talked about, that credit utilization score. I know mine is over 30%, and I pay it off, but I know it's just looking bad, so I got to work on that. And it's okay if yours is fair. It's okay if yours is fair because you'll get it there. Mine was fair. Mine was poor. I told y'all this story. My credit score was poor. But then when I realized it was time for me to get a house, that's when I put everything into action. All right, let's see who else is here. Hey, Tiff, good morning. There's D, good morning. Congratulations on your monetization. Excellent job. My credit score is good, but I want it to be excellent. Yes, you will get it there. Let's see, there goes Shalonda. Good morning, everyone. So yes, we want our credit scores to be excellent, right? And we'll get it there. It's baby steps. It is baby steps, and we're going to talk today about how we can get it there, what we need to work on. And it's just a matter of, with everything, being consistent and paying attention to what's going on. So welcome as you guys come in. If you did not see the question of the day, drop your credit score if you're comfortable. And while you're doing that, I'm going to pull up my my chat. I asked anyone if they had any questions about their credit score or wanted to review, to drop it in my questionnaire. And someone did drop a question. So I just want to make sure I have that pulled up when we start to discuss these things. So give me 1 second. I'm just pulling that up really quickly. 1 second. Sorry for all the clicks. There's no easy way to... Oh, wait. Oh, I can do that? Hang tight, guys. I'm trying to pull up this question. So how is everyone's Saturday going so far? Anybody got any plans? All right, let's see who else is in here. Let's see what Desi says. Yes, that is so true. It is okay if it's fair. I was explaining to my sister that it takes time to get your credit where you want it to be because it's not going to happen overnight. It is not going to happen overnight. That is why, sorry if I hit the camera, but that is why I'm starting this credit card series, because it won't happen overnight. And all of this information we're getting together and we're discussing, it takes time. It takes dedication. You got to learn how to maneuver it. You got to learn how to work it. Once the credit cards are paid off, I'll be there. I can still use tips to improve it. How many more cards you got to pay off? I was sharing my scores with her from 2019, 2000. I remember when one score was 665. Oh my God. I remember when my score, oh Lord, it probably was 630. I think it was 630, maybe even less than that. And I had to at least, for the program for my home, to get my home, I had to at least get it up to a 650. And so that's when I just started kicking it into gear, and I just never stopped. Once you start working on it, you get addicted and you just want to just knock it out. So yeah, there is nothing wrong with that. Good morning. Blue hearts in the house. Blue hearts in the house. Mine is good now, but may drop when this mortgage is gone. Now, Dee, why would it drop when the mortgage is gone? Because it's not showing any activity of payment. I don't think it should drop that far. Do you think? So, excuse me, guys. So, yes, as you come in, we are talking about how to increase our credit scores. First thing we need to discuss is, not the first thing, but with anything, we got to get it paid off, right? Got to get your credit cards paid off, and we'll work through that. So, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to start talking about some different topics here. What we need to be looking at as we as we look to increase in our credit scores. And the first thing I'm going to bring up, and I want to know from all of you all, how often are you checking your credit reports? Okay, so drop in the comments, how often are you checking your credit reports? Okay, the first tip in boosting our credit scores, we got to know what is on our credit report. Are you looking at it? Now, I put on here, you have the right to request one free copy of your credit report each year from the 3 reporting companies. We know those guys: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Now, I have this website on here because this is what I've used, but Lord knows there's countless others that you can use, and there's countless programs you can sign up for. But drop in the comments, are you checking your credit report? And how often? At least annually? Did you know you can get free copies? Let's talk about that, because one of the key things to getting your credit in order is knowing what's on there. You guys, if you don't look at those credit reports, you don't know what may be on there. You don't know how long it's been on there. You don't know if there was something you had disputed and it was supposed to fall off. It's still hanging around. So we got to look at that. And when I say look at it, I mean take some time, spread it out, get you a comfortable place, and start looking and going through each one. So let's talk about it. Let's see. Let's see if hey, Peace and Dad, welcome. Hi, Christina, I see you. So we're just talking about our credit report. I think I see my Mandamoo. So let's see. I check Credit Karma once a month. And some of these places, I even believe Credit Karma, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that some place that you can sign up for to get any reporting, and it'll tell you once a month? Or is that Credit Karma? I know my credit cards, my Capital One, for instance, it gives me part of my credit card. It gives me a free report every month. It tells me if there's been any changes to my credit report, if there's been a hit. I've had them even tell me if they feel like my my email address has been compromised on different platforms. Have you guys had that? They call it the dark web, where your email's been compromised. I was like, oh my God, what is this? I hurried up and changed all my stuff. It's scary. Let's see. I check every month. Good. Every month. Okay, let's see. Every month. Once a year. Okay. There's Amanda. Hey, there's Island Life. Good morning. Today, you guys, if you're coming in here, if you're just watching the replay, we're just talking about how to boost our credit score, some of the tips that can help us boost our credit score. And right now, we're talking about how often are we checking our credit report. And has anyone found anything on their credit report that you thought should have been falling off, that should have fell off? I check monthly and check Credit Karma to see what accounts are on my credit to make sure nothing fishy is going on. I don't believe nothing else on, what is CK? I don't believe nothing else on, but you know what? I've had that happen before. I've looked and I've seen a new account was open on one of my credit cards, and I called them real quick, and it was an error, and I don't know what they did, but they hurried up and removed it. That's the kind of stuff you got to look for. And I don't know if it was something similar to my name or whatever, but they hurried up and removed it. I'm like, you better get it out of here. I use Experian and Credit Sesame. Okay. I check weekly, yearly on the full detail report. Yes, that's what Credit Karma does. My email was somehow in the dark web too. What is the dark web? You know what? The dark web need to go on somewhere. Don't put me on the dark web. I don't even want to be a part of that. If you can't be the regular web, you the dark web, I don't want no pieces of it. You try to do too much. I have an account with Experian for limited access to my credit score. It updates me every time my score changes. Yes. And did you guys know if you have credit cards, some of your credit cards will give you your credit score. Your banks will give it to you. So I don't know if you guys know that, but yes, Some of these places that you already have access to this stuff that you don't even have to pay for will give you the information that you're needing. Let's see. Yes, my email has been on the dark web multiple times. We need to talk about this dark web. We need to talk about it. Hey, there she is. Good morning. What's going on? I check once a month as well. I do the annual free credit. And you know what? Take advantage of the free. Take advantage of the free. If you can get these credit reports every year, take advantage of it, and don't sit back and think, nothing's changed, nothing's been reported. You will just never know. You will never know. I will have no debt at all. I pay off my credit cards or close at a low balance at the end of the month. Yeah, that's key. That's key. Hey, good morning. Welcome. Capital One also shows me my credit score. Yeah, Capital One shows me my credit score. I get free alerts from Capital One. Capital One's good. I like Capital One. That's where I have my high yield savings accounts through too. So yeah, so everyone's checking their credit score. That's good. Has anyone found anything except the dark web? Have you ever come across something that shouldn't have been on there and you had to dispute? And I've realized, and maybe this is not all the time, but sometimes when you have to do a dispute, usually with some of them, you don't have to go through this lengthy process. They'll just go ahead. If no one responds back to your dispute, they'll go ahead and take it off. So don't be defeated in, I got to dispute this all the. Take a chance. Sometimes they just take it right off. They just take it right up. Hey, Cindy, good morning. And Cindy, thank you for sharing this out. I really appreciate it. I check at least once a month, okay? They go, He Budgets, good morning. I use my bank, credit card size, and free size. I look at those throughout the week. Y'all are on it. Y'all are on it. Yes, they have my twin cell phone company on my credit. Do y'all get that a lot? Being a twin, do y'all have to deal with that a lot? I can only imagine. Imagine some people checking their credit and finding out that family members had opened stuff in their name that they didn't even know about. Can you imagine that? You just never know. You just never know. So that's why it's so important to check it. So as you come in, you guys, we're talking about how to boost our credit score. This is a part of a credit card series that I've started. The first part was, why do we get into credit card debt? The second part here, we're talking about paying it off and how we can boost our credit scores, okay? So as you come in, go ahead and drop that in the comments. What's your credit score? Is it fair, average? Is it good? Is it excellent? Tiff says she wants hers to be excellent. Don't we all? Excellent, you got to be at 800. 800, I think, is excellent. Did they raise the score from... I should have checked this. Did they raise that score from 800 up a little bit to be in the excellent? I need to double check it. I'm like scratching that excellent. Every time I think I'm going to get there, I don't get there. I'm close. 786 is good. I ain't gonna cry about that. All right. So as you guys are coming in, we talked about our credit report. Make sure you're getting those free. If nothing else, make sure you're getting the free reports. Now let's talk about this debt. Comment down below if you are team debt snowball or if you are team debt avalanche. Comment down below which method you've used, which method you are using, if you're using it now, or if you're not using either one of these. What are you doing to get your credit card debt paid off? I will tell you that I am definitely, let me remove this off the screen. I am definitely debt snowball. That is what helped me get out of my credit card debt. I think it's the best way, the best method of attack is debt snowball, in my opinion. But drop in the comments below, what is your best tactic and what has worked for you, okay? And I'm going to grab some coffee while I look for some of these comments here. Hi, Yogi Budgets. Welcome. Capital One and Wells Fargo show me my credit score. And it's kind of confusing since both numbers are totally... Yeah, so some of the different credit card companies, they report different things because they're looking at different things. So I don't know all of the details. I wish Mommy Trader was in here. But yeah, some of the things on those credit reporting, they're getting reported different things, and that's why the numbers are slightly different. And so that's why you want to look at the average between the three. I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's like, wait a minute, you think you're like doing good, and this other one says, whoa, wait a minute, you're a few numbers below. Yes, I've seen that. I haven't had to dispute any. Ooh, knock on wood. Let me get some wood for you. Knock on wood, that's good. I peek at it, but nothing is ever really off. That's good, as long as you're peeking. I think Capital shows the credit-wise score, which is the Vantage score, like Credit Karma. Yes, yes. I am at 748 credit score according to Wells Fargo, FICO credit score. And also I've heard, you guys comment down below, let me know. I've heard that FICO is the credit score that you really, listen. All of these places they're gonna tell you which one is the most important. But the one that I heard that most people, when you're applying for loans or like your car loans and your mortgage and all this stuff, I hear that when they're looking at credit scores, most places use FICO. Have you guys heard that before? So that's why I always look at my FICO score to see what that one is. But let me know what you guys think. Let's see. See what Desi said. Make sure that when you're disputing something that you do it in writing. Do not go through Credit Karma, etc. I say that because if you do anything in writing, you have a paper trail. That is so true. That is so true. Make sure you do it in writing. Make sure you do it yourself. Make sure you submit it yourself. That is so true. Erica says, I'm at 810. Yes, that is excellent. That is excellent. You are doing really good. Snowball effect. Okay. All right. I see Team Snowball. Snowball. If I had to choose Snowball. Debt Snowball. I've knocked out all of my small. Yes. There you go. That's how you do it. Listen, I don't know if one way is better than the other. I've never done Debt Avalanche. And the purpose of Debt Avalanche is to pay those larger, I think it's to pay the larger amounts with the higher interest payments. If anyone, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's all about tackling those debts with the higher interest payment to get those out of the way, whereas Debt Snowball is to get your smaller amounts out of the way. Just get the little smaller amounts out the way and then focus on the large one. I did that. It was the best thing. And another thing I did too was I focused on those store credit cards. Y'all have store credit cards like a Target or, Macy's, or Lord, I sound like my mama, Macy's. You know what I mean? Those store credit cards. The only store credit card I have that I use is Walmart. I do use my Walmart because Walmart gets you some good points. We're going to talk about points and all that stuff in the next part of the series. But yes, let's see. I'm seeing a lot of snowballs. Yeah. Hey, Roxy, welcome. I'm seeing a lot of snowball here. Between the snowball and avalanche method, I like to do a little of both. Okay. I'm team pay it when I have extra. I don't conform to a specific tactic. Yes. Hey, Dimes, what's going on? Amanda, I freaking love you. And that's good, team pay it. You pay it when you have it. But as we're talking about paying it off, this is Debt Snowball and Debt Avalanche. If you're trying to pay it off and pay it off for good, what are you doing? I see someone that says, hi, humans. Uh-oh. Should I be worried about that? Cindy says, trans is 579, experience 618. Hey, that is realistic, Cindy. I feel you. I was there with you. And what's going to help drive that? And you guys speak up in the comments. And I've told you what helped me get out of that situation is I had a purpose. And my purpose was I needed to get a house and I needed to get it fast. And that kicked my butt into gear to get it paid off. Does anyone else have a purpose to getting these loans or these credit cards paid off quickly? You want to look at, is that FICO? Yes. You want to look at FICO when you're trying to buy a house. I hope my score goes up since I was able to free up a lot of credit in June. Yes. And we're going to get into this in this series. Paying it off won't automatically boost it. Okay. There's other things that go into increasing your credit score. So yes, paying it off is good. And that's one of the things they look for. But we're going to talk about the other things that go into boosting your credit card. Your credit score. It's not going to be that simple. You pay it off and woo. There's all kind of steps that go into play. If you would always pay attention to your FICO credit score, Desi is our expert today. Okay. If you always pay attention to your FICO credit score versus your Vantage score, because the lenders don't really use the Vantage score, I got to tell you, where does one find their Vantage score? I don't think I've ever seen that. or maybe I've seen it and I've just never paid attention to it. But see, that's good to know. So when you guys are looking at your credit scores, search for the FICO. Like one of my credit cards I don't even think about sends me my FICO score. I was like, oh, okay. I guess I should start paying attention to you. Let's see. Let me see where I am. Let me see. And there's different FICO home mortgage is a FICO 8. Oh my gosh. There's so different, ins and outs of this thing, you guys. It's so many. Look at this. FICO 8 is for mortgage. What's your FICO score? What's your FICO score? You have a mortgage score, your credit score, and others. So many. Erica, I got to be a little different. I want to say the last time I checked, my credit score was 817. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. This is the first time I've ever been able to join you. Oh, I'm so happy you're here too. I am so happy you're here too. And I remember meeting you when you joined in on the partner program. So thank you for coming. Okay, let's see. I watched all the free sites plus banks and credit card sites, only for the mortgage company to come up with completely different numbers. The mortgage company, where's our mortgage experts in here? They don't do that to you. Are they trying to prevent us from getting a house? Is that what they're trying to do? Oh, let's see. Look at this. Sorry if I hit the table, guys. Ulta and Victoria's Secret are the death of me. Thank goodness no Ulta here for me. And I'm too lazy for Ulta online. I'm telling you, those store credit cards, and they have the highest interest rates too. Be careful with those store credit cards. Those are the ones that get you in more trouble. Oh my goodness. I made sure. I don't have many, and I made sure to never get a Target. Never. Now, I don't mind Walmart because I get my household items and all of that stuff from there, and they are synced in with Capital One now, so my reward points are just all combined with that. But be careful of those store credit cards. That's where you get into trouble. Let's see. Hey, Millie, good morning. Welcome. Let me see. Did I miss anyone? Let's see. Okay, when paying it off, I guess snowball, but we usually save a bunch of money and use that to pay off the smallest to largest debt. Yes, and as we go through this series, you guys, we're going to talk about once we get it paid off, how do we keep it paid off, and how do we continue to monitor that credit score to make it work for us. So you guys drop in the comments. Let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about in this series. I am pro credit card user. When used correctly. It has to be used correctly, not for bad, not for, high debt, not for just buying stuff to buy it and I can't pay it off. When you get your credit cards under control, you can certainly make them work for you. And we're going to talk about that. My score sometimes goes up at least a point or two, especially because I haven't missed a payment. Yes, that's another thing that goes into it. Not missing any payments, paying on time is a big part of it. All right, so let's see here. So we've talked about, getting those credit reports, making sure we're checking them. Okay, we've talked about paying that debt off. Now, I'm going to throw a challenging question out here. Okay, and to my budgeting folks, we're all budgeting folks. I'm just throwing this out here and you let me know your opinion of this. Okay, when you have debt to pay off, and you are serious about paying off this debt, I want you all to think about our cash envelope system versus debt payoff. Which is more important? Let's talk about it in the comments. And this is why, okay? If you are serious about paying off your debt, should we be focusing on the cash envelope system? What I mean by that, hear me out. Yes, we should focus on an emergency fund. We should have a backup if an emergency happens. But should we be focusing on all of the other little things if we're trying to pay off our debt? Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know. I've seen plenty of channels and I watch plenty of videos where I hear people trying to pay off their debt, but then they got 40 plus cash stuffing categories that could be going towards debt. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about that one. I want to hear what you guys think about that. I made sure I closed all my store cards. I used to have Macy's and Walmart. Macy's used to be the store, didn't it? Let me tell you something. Side note. I love me a good Macy's. I love Macy's. Sad to see that they're closing now. But I used to be in Macy's all the time. And if there's any real Macy fans in here, Macy's used to do this thing where they would send a coupon for 10 off $25. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? You can go and get $10 off 25. Woo! Okay, anyway, that was a side note. That was a side note as my tribute to how much I love Macy's. But it'll get you in trouble. Okay, let's see. Did I see? The store cards are best when you don't carry a balance. I'm telling y'all right now, I told y'all this story. I got a Children's Place credit card. All my daughter, my nieces and nephews are all too big for Children's Place. Now what I'm going to do? I mean, searching for people that just had a baby so I can buy them something on that dang on credit card. So now that credit card's just sitting there, but I need to put some activity on it. So I'm telling you, when someone says they're looking for, they've had a baby, I'm like, oh, you need some onesies? I'm just going to find some way to use that credit card. Because I'm not closing it, but I got to make sure I'm using it or it will hurt my credit score. I'm telling you. Desi says you're right. Wait, let's see. I saw he budget said something about Macy's. I used my Macy's cards to buy cologne. I got $40 cash back. Since I budgeted for it, I paid it all. Yes, I'm telling you, Macy's is that. Okay. Don't get me started on Dillard's. Okay, I'm done. Okay, let me see. Erica says, focusing on the day-to-day spending and stuffing as little as possible. Yes. Debt payoff would be important to me. I say you can do both, save and pay extra today. Listen, you can save and you can pay off debt at the same time. But should you pay off debt, save, and cash stuff and put money towards things that are a want and make envelopes for these wants when you know you have debt you want to pay off? I'm just throwing it out there. I want to see how y'all feel about that. I have a Victoria's Secret. I knew that one, Tiff. I have a Victoria's Secret card that I've only used once in 5 years. I took a hit on my credit because they reduced the limit due to it being dormant. I didn't know they did that. See, that's the kind of stuff. That's why we check our stuff. I didn't know they do that. So because it's dormant, they lowered your credit limit. How about they just mind their business? Maybe you just don't want to use it. I really need to close it. And then that's how they get you. You go to try and close it, and then that can affect your credit. So it's kind of like, it's like they trap you in, like you want to be good, you want to succeed, you want to do well, but they put all these stipulations on it, and that is just the crazy part. Let's see. I think you can do a little bit of both, but I definitely think you can pause on stuffing some categories until you're at a good point when it comes to your debt, where you're comfortable enough. Let's talk about it. That does make sense. You should absolutely find a balance. I would budget differently if I had credit card debt. Yes. Let's see. Dime says, for me, cash envelopes are more important, but my savings challenges are to help make extra payments. Savings challenges are a great thing. Savings challenges are different. I'm talking about sinking funds. Now, savings challenges are a very good motivator to help you save for that debt. It's all going towards debt, but savings challenges will motivate you instead of just putting that money away and paying it off. When you have like something that's going to motivate you to save and save and save, savings challenges are a great thing. They are an absolute great thing. Let's see. I don't have much of a debt, but I do try to pay that off. And if I have extra, I do stuff my envelopes, but my priority is my debt. I save to pay off debt. And you guys understand that paying off debt and putting your money towards it doesn't mean you don't have to save for the things that you want. Like I said, an emergency fund is a very important thing to have. You know, self-care is very important, but it's all of the other wants that we're saving for is that priority when you're wanting to pay off your debt and you're wondering why you can't get it paid off. So that's just sorry about that. That's just some of the things I want you to think about. Okay. That's just something to think about when you're serious about tackling and getting this debt paid off once and for all. You may want to look at your budget and how you allocate things and how we can make that happen. Now, while you guys are putting this in the comment, I did receive a comment on my Google form. I'm going to read it to you. I'm not going to say who it's from, but let's just take a look at it and let's see. Okay. So here's the comment and here's a question, and I want you guys to answer this down below and let's tackle this. How can I stop myself from overspending on my credit card? We've talked about that before. I owe on one credit card $4,457. Another one I owe $2,500. And another one I owe $1,486. I'm trying to pay off the largest one first and then continue with the next one using the snowball method. Now, you guys, this is a great example of what we're talking about here. First of all, these credit card amounts that you have, let's see, you have $1,486, $2,500, and $4,400 roughly. That's not a bad amount. I know it may seem like it, but those are reasonable numbers. Those are reasonable numbers that you can get paid off. Now, I noticed that you said you pay off the largest one first. My advice, what we were just talking about with the debt snowball, start with that smaller amount first. Definitely start with the smaller, then the next amount, and tackle that 4,400 one last. I want you guys to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on that. And this is exactly what I did. You start with those smaller amounts and you put extra into those smaller amounts and you pay whatever you want to pay on that one to get it paid off. Pay the minimum due on the other ones because we're coming to those. Those are next. You focus everything on that smaller one, and then once you get it paid off, everything you were paying and applying to that, you add it to the next one, plus whatever the minimum was that you were paying on it. That is how you're going to get those paid off. This is very doable. You can get those credit cards paid off. Let me go back up here. I'm going to, let me see if I have any comments about this one yet. Not yet. I want you guys to comment below for our person who submitted their question. How do we stop spending on those credit cards, and how should they tackle their credit card debt? And let me go back up here. I missed a few comments, so let me just see. I think I have that. Let's see. My 100 envelope challenge will pay off one of my student loans. That's awesome. See, challenges are really helpful. Challenges are helpful. So I don't want you guys to get that confused with, saving for your cash stuff in your sinking funds. That is different from using a savings challenge. I don't know who first came up with savings challenges, but God bless them. It's one of the best things ever. Let's see. I put my internet bill on my credit card so it keeps the utilization. And I still count it as a bill, so I pay it off every month, and it helps the score jump. Yes, we're going to talk about that. Once we get into this series, we're going to talk about once we get this debt paid off, now how do we make it work for us? How do we keep these cards active? And this is one of the ways to do it. All of my bills I have allocated to a credit card. I don't use the credit card. I just put that bill on there, and then I have the auto payment done every month, so that way activity is being shown in that card. We're going to talk about that. Okay, I tried paying off credit cards. Let me move this up a little. I tried paying off credit cards and saving, and I couldn't do it. I put everything into my credit cards. I was fed up. I am there with you, Erica. I am so there with you. And you guys, we get to the point, and let me know if you're like this. We get so attached to our envelopes. I had to stop myself. I'm like, Chris, you got a few credit cards left. What are you doing? Take this money and pay off this card. You can always save again. I had the money right here in these envelopes. I had it in my savings, and I'm like, no, take this money, pay off this last card, and you can save that money over again. It was the best decision I ever made. Sometimes we get so attached and we can't let go to the decision that needs to be made. Okay, so think about that. Let's see, where are we? I had saved for my home before paying off my credit card debt. I ended up pulling out of that money and pay all my cards off. That saving is that much easier. Just what I said. It is so true. You have got to not, once you can let free and let go of that connection. This is what I say about it. We're so proud of what we save, right? And you should be proud of it. You should be. Lord knows I will think twice before, if I spend money on something, I will think twice before I pull that money out of my envelope and use that money to pay it back, because I'm like, I saved for that. It's like, I don't want to touch it. But that's what it's there for. And sometimes we got to just change our mindset and think about what's important to get stuff paid off. I just absolutely, you guys are just so smart. So much wisdom here. I really don't have sinking funds. I mostly use savings challenges and will now use them to help pay off this debt. And you know what, Cindy? Those savings challenges, like I said, and anyone who does savings challenges, it just motivates you. It motivates you to finish the challenge. The challenge is fun. The challenge can be cute and playful. And another thing, no scratch offs. Those scratch offs will motivate you. Honey, you will have everything paid off just like that. You keep doing them scratch offs. Those scratch offs will motivate you to get some paid off, won't it? Absolutely love it. I love this community, the stuff we come up with. But savings challenges, the 100, I think like LaShonda said, the 100 box challenge, that's what it's called, the 100 envelope challenge. Challenges like that will motivate you. And then when you unstuff it and you see that you save 5,000, that is easier to do than trying to physically save 5,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can try to save 5,000 all day long. It ain't gonna work. But you say, let me put it in this dang on envelope challenge. I bet you save it then. Ain't that crazy how you have to trick your mind? Okay, let's see if anyone has any comments about our comment about their credit cards. So let's see if I see anything about that. Hi, Charlie. Welcome. Let's see. Does anyone have? Okay, I think Yogi has. Okay. I think get rid of them since they're replaceable. Then if you have them connected to your phone, then disconnect them too. That's what I would like to do. Well, that's what I had to do. What are we talking about? Oh my God, I'm so behind. Yogi says, I think get rid of them since they're replaceable. Oh, are we talking about our cards and having your cards saved to your phone when you go shopping? Oh, that's hard. If that's what you're talking about, that's hard. It's so easy to have those cards saved to your phone and the number and all you got to remember is the 3-digit code. My computers and everything at every card. It's just so easy. But you're right. You're right. That's one of the ways to let go, to overspending. Disconnect it. So you have to make an effort to punch in that info. Now, if you got it memorized, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I look at credit like this. If I don't have the money to spend on it, I can't use it. You have a strong mentality. Except for the one time last week where I went over on food on 4th of July. First of all, I hope everyone had an awesome 4th of July. We had an awesome 4th of July. 4th of July is just so much fun. It's just that holiday. We just come together and have fun. So I feel you on going over on the food, going over on the activities. But see, that's the stuff you save for so that you can do that. See, that's another thing. It's okay to save for the things that you do, especially when you know that this is how much I'm going to do or spend that day. But I'm just talking about how are we going to tackle getting this debt paid off and putting some things to the side that can wait. Because once you get that debt paid off, it makes the saving even that much more fun. I took my credit card out my purse. Okay, that's a great tip. It's hard to use if I don't have it on me. Out of sight, out of mind. That's a great tip. Most of my credit cards, but you know what you shouldn't do, like me, if you guys can see this little wallet on the back, don't do that. I need to get rid of this thing because that's not helping my mentality at all. Now I just put it back here on the back of my phone. So now I really have easy access to it. Don't do that. So if you got a wallet on the back of your phone and you're overspending, make sure, hold on one second, you guys. Make sure, I thought that was my daughter texting me. Make sure you get rid of it. See, all of those easy little things like this is so easy for me. Get rid of it. So that way you don't have it. Make sure you got cash if that helps you. Y'all, this is good. I'm loving this. Please make sure you've liked if you hadn't hit the like button already, please make sure you do. And let me know if you're enjoying these topics because I think this is great for us to come together like this. Let's see. That's what I did. I started with the smaller. It worked great. That is the best system. And you know what? It's the best system because you have those mini wins. You pay off that small one. That is the best feeling. That's a mini win. Now you move on to the next one. Now use that same money you were paying on that small one. That's not extra money in your pocket. That's extra money to now go towards this one. Plus whatever you was paying on that extra one. Now you got extra money to pay on it. That's how you got to think about it. And you got to set goals, you guys. Make yourself a timeline and say, I'm paying this off in 6 months. I'm paying this one off in 12 months. That's going to help. Don't just sit there. Now, try to set goals, okay? Try to set obtainable goals. Don't just sit there and just keep paying. No, set a date that you want this paid off. That will help motivate you as well. D says, I am thankful I never really had credit card debt. Yes, it all starts when we're young too. For those of us who have children, let's make sure we are teaching them. Don't let them fall into the same traps that we did. That's why this is so important that we discuss it now. It's so important we get our kids involved in our budgeting, because that's when it happens. It happens, you guys know, once you turn 18 or 21, you go off to school and they come at you. Let's start teaching them young. I charged my HVAC, but paid it off in less than a year. I had most of it saved and just charged to get the rewards. Yes, it's so smart. So smart. And we're going to talk about those rewards. So we're going to talk about, once we get this debt paid off, now we're about to make these credit card companies work for us. No more are we working for them, sitting here wondering how we're going to get this paid, pay this late, calling them, begging them to take off this late fee. We're going to get them paid off. Now you about to work for us. That's the kind of mission we're on. That's what I'm doing, paying off the smaller first. Yes. Let's see. They have to stop using them to see them go down. That interest is very expensive. Yeah. So if you are an overspender, oh my gosh, you've got to stop using them. You've got to figure out a way, use your cash envelopes. What are you spending it on? First of all, look at what you're spending. What is the overspending? Is it just buying stuff to buy it? Or are you setting a budget and you keep going over that budget where you don't have enough money allocated, so you use your card? Or is it just easy to swipe? I get it. I got to reel myself back in. Y'all, I've been using my credit card. Now, Lord knows I pay it off. But just dumb stuff. Like, I'm sitting up here buying food left and right. We eating out sometimes 2-3 times a day. Come on now. I'm so mad at myself. And if y'all catch my video tomorrow, I'm doing a second quarter sinking funds update. Oh, my total money that I've saved so far has gone down because of that reason right there. Because I'm just swiping my card and there's no reason. And sometimes we just got to get back on track. We got to get back on track. Let's see. Agreed. Savings challenges are a huge motivator to help pay off debt. I'm personally using savings challenges to pay off debt and to stuff my sinking funds, but debt will be priority. You guys, this is our friend Shalonda. She's a new member to the channel. Let me tell you guys something. Shalonda, I think you have is it an Etsy shop or a website? I can't remember, but she has the cutest savings challenge. Now listen, this could be because I'm a big fan of this show, but she has a deal or no, the TV show Deal or No Deal, the game show. Why she got a savings challenge, deal or no deal? She posted that on Instagram. I was like, girl, that is too cute. This is what I'm talking about. There's so many creative challenges out there that can get you to paying this debt off and saving money. Honey, I love it. Y'all make sure y'all check out. I'm going to say it's an Etsy shop, but correct me if I'm wrong, Shalonda. Y'all go check her out. All right. Frugality is life. This is Fiona. Lock those cards away for a while and try not to add more to your debt. Okay? Lock them away. Remember, interest is accumulated while you are saving up to pay the credit card. Don't take too long to transfer that payment. So true. And you guys, when you make that minimum payment, it's not doing much. So just think about those things. When you go to spend, put it on. There's Shalise. I see her in those comments. Hey, Chris, emotion plays a big part in why we use money in a certain way. Yes. It is emotional spending, too, that'll get you. Yes, I just said, Shalise, your ears must have been burned. I was like, where is Shalise? I need her in these comments. You are so true. And sometimes therapy may help. Sometimes you may need to talk it out. And you guys, to be honest with you, this is why I want to build this community on Saturday mornings when we can come together. Because us coming together, talking about these things, this can help. Someone may not be able to go to therapy, but we can be each other's therapy to just help motivate one another. That is so true. Take the card and put it in some water and freeze it. I've never heard that before, but I'll be damned if that ain't a good idea. Put it in some water and put it in the freezer. I dare you try to use it then. That is such a good one. Let's see. Cindy says, I did pull money from my 100 envelope challenge. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about the freezer. I love it. I did pull money from my 100 envelope challenge and paid off a card. Okay. But have since used it. It really takes dedication to not use those cards. Oh my gosh, Cindy, I feel you. it's I can't even get it out. I'm so excited and passionate about this topic. It does take dedication. You have got to know that you don't need that card, but you have to have another system in place where you don't feel the urge to use that card. Now, when you get in a position where you're able to use your cards and pay it off, that's one thing. But if you're just grabbing that card because you want to use that card because you don't want to touch this money over here. If you got money over here that you can be using, but you don't want to touch it because it's so easy to just swipe that card, that's the mentality we got to get away from. And it's hard. It's really hard. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you like I'm perfect. It took me 3 tries to finally get out of credit card debt because I would pay all my credit cards up and then run them back up again. And it's like, why? Why am I doing this? Why do you invest all that money to pay off your cards just to run back up again? The last time was the final time. And it's just going to take something to just click to like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I did the small first, and now I'm working on the big one. I will finally be done. There you go. There you go. Smaller to larger. Look, Desi coming back. Freeze it or burn it. Look. Desi's on the, she's either on this extreme or this extreme. You've been hanging out with Amanda too much. Hey, Barbara Lynn. Mini wins are so important. Am I behind? I'm behind, aren't I? Let me see. Oh, I'm not that far behind. Hey, Barbara Lynn. Mini wins are so important. Mini wins are so important with anything. Just with anything in life. Let me see. Have I missed anyone? Oh, I know you. Hold on. Hold on. Stay tuned for a coffee break because I know that don't say that there's only 2 likes. Talk amongst yourselves. Go hit that like button while I'm sipping this coffee. Y'all, my coffee is cold, but I didn't put that much creamer in. I don't know if you can't see that, can you? It's darker than dark. I can use a little bit of cream. All right. It may be time for a commercial break. It's time for a commercial break while you hit that like button. Hold on one second. Let's stop for a commercial break. Let's pause for a minute. Let's have everyone hit the like button. And let's jump into a commercial break with Chris for Budgeting Just Because. Yes, you guys. So what I did want to bring up to you all is that I mentioned this last time. I don't know if you were here, but I will be hosting monthly group sessions for us to all come together and have conversations like we're having now, but have it in a way where everyone gets to speak, okay? So you guys get to sit here and you listen to me speak all the time. Let's get together in a group setting. Let's have these conversations where everyone can speak up. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if anyone's interested, and I hope that you are. The first one I have planned will be on August 12th. And let me just share my screen really quickly. And if you come to my website here, and if you go to shop now, and give me 1 minute to find it. It's lost in translation with all the stuff I got going on. Let's see. It is $10 for the session. Let me see if I can find it. I have one-on-one sessions, but here is the monthly group session here. The first one will be August 12th, okay? $10, you guys. Come on and let's get together. Let's hash these things out. Let's get to meet one another. Let's get to talk to one another. Now, I want everyone to understand, if there's some of you who don't like to show your face and stuff, you do not have to do that, but we do want to hear your voice. Let's all get together. Let's meet up. We always talk about meeting up. Let's do it here. So the first one is August 12th. It will be from 6 to 8. And the first topic will be how to market yourself. Okay, so I want everyone to go out, let's support, let's get together, and let's deep dive into these topics a little bit deeper by getting together in a group and talking about them, okay? So make sure you check out my website, $10. The first one is August 12th, okay? All right, so that was our commercial break. Let's get back into the comments, and let's get back into our topic too. Hi, Celeste. There's CB, welcome. There's Bunny. Come on in, Bunny. How you doing? Let's see, have I missed anyone? If I missed anyone, I'm so sorry. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about. Barbara Lynn says, a few years ago, I had some credit card debt. I went to my credit union and took a personal loan. The payment came straight out of my paycheck, and I cut up those cards. I do have one card now. That's good. That's good. So you just took a personal loan out, paid off those credit cards, and then you had one payment to think about. Absolutely love it. You have to do what works best for you to get these paid off. But the key thing is The key thing is, like we talked about, it's the overspending and grabbing for it. Don't grab for it. Oh, just resist the urge to grab and spend it. I know it's hard. But you got to make sure that you don't touch it. Okay. Let's see. Any other? It is Etsy. You guys, make sure you check out our friend on Etsy. That Deal or No Deal. I'm telling you, it was the cutest. I don't know how y'all create those things. I love it. That is exactly right. I don't want to spend the cash. I know that's right, Cindy. I know that's right. Because I'm going to tell you what. I don't know about y'all. But y'all have got to let go of these envelopes and let go of being attached to them. Remember, I want everyone that is in the budgeting system, the cash envelope system, I want you to remember this. All of those different categories and envelopes and savings challenges and everything that you have, it is all savings at the end of the day, okay? And I want you to not get so attached to those envelopes. We are so proud of the amount we save. We're so proud that we've been able to save this amount over this short period of time. And we're just so, look how much is in here. But if you got something that needs to be paid off and you don't want to touch those envelopes, you better stop it. You better stop it. Remember, it is savings and you got to pull yourself away. Like Shirley said, it's emotional. You don't want to touch it. I've done that before. I've sat here and I bought stuff for my business and I don't want to touch my budgeting just because envelope, because I'm so proud of it. I'm like, girl, if you don't take that damn money out that envelope, pay this credit card back off, sit here budget just because we'll get his money back. I'm telling you, well, you got to start thinking like that. All right, let's see. Did Shalonda say her Etsy name? Saving with Shalonda on Etsy and YouTube and Instagram, right? I believe so. All right. Chris, that coffee looks like you were very far away from the cup. Listen, I don't put a lot of cream. I love coffee. I love coffee. And all of y'all that be putting all that damn cream in your coffee, do y'all know how... Do y'all ever think... Okay, side note, we're getting sidetracked. I'll get sidetracked in a minute. I'll come back. But I want y'all to know, do y'all know how it pains me in the inside when... And I ain't got no business to care. But when I see somebody pouring so much cream into their cup of coffee, do you know how it kills my soul? Why do I care? I don't know. It pains me. When I see somebody order coffee, they'd be like, yeah, let me get 10 sugars and 10 creams. I'm like, Okay, now y'all know my weakness. Y'all know if y'all want to do something to me, put 20 creamers in my coffee and I'll just melt away. Okay. Okay, let's get back to the comments. Yes, these commercials are for, you all. I'm telling you about my business, what I have going on. And I hope you guys do sign up for the group session because we talk about meetups and, unfortunately, we may not be able to get in person, soon. But this is a way we can come together and help support one another. So I hope you all can make it. Let's see. I spend cash freely, so using cards is my preference. I would think twice before swiping, but not when using cash. It is gone. Cash is hard. If I'm reading that correctly, I don't know about y'all, but when I have cash on me, it goes quick. I got a 20 on me. That 20 is like my mom. This is what my mama said. She like to get her change. She don't want no 20s because you break a 20 and it's gone. That's what my mom say. But y'all know that's the truth. So she like to get her change in smaller amounts because she's tricking her mind though. She's tricking her mind. You get them 20s, you break a 20 and that money's gone. You don't know where it went. That's so true. Let's see. Hey, Vane. Hey, Vanessa. Good morning. Didn't make it on time, but oh, you're so sweet. And oh my God, it's 10:56, y'all. We just get to talking and having fun. This is another reason why I want to have those group sessions where we can just have the time and speak freely and stay as long as we want. Okay, let's see. I'm not too far behind. Okay. I pay off the cards in the middle of the month and then again on the due date for any new accumulation. I have the money in my envelopes to pay off what I've used the card for or in my budget. Yes. And you guys have all said you're good at those check-ins. You guys do those. Some of y'all do them daily. Do your daily check-ins. Some do weekly. I'm about to get myself back on my budget. I've slipped off. You guys will see when my video drops tomorrow. I'm doing a sinking fund update. And I know that the amount I've saved has gone down because I've been using my money and not wisely. So yes, those those check-ins and looking at your credit cards and getting them paid off from your envelopes are key. Chris, my coffee, your color. I'm telling you, that's probably why I'm so hyped up. I don't put no cream in my coffee. I noticed that I was very strong about not overspending in the beginning of my budgeting journey. I feel like I've relaxed and it's harder to stay focused. Why is that, Barbara Lynn? Why do you think it's harder for you to stay focused now? What is it? Is it from watching different channels? Is it from seeing how others are spending their money? Is it that you're not what's the word I'm looking for? You have no interest anymore to stay on top of it? Because those are real things. Those are real things that can affect it. Yes, that is what I'm saying. Cash flow through my hands like hot, like water. Yes, you are. It's so true. That's why it's so hard for me to do the cash envelope system for the week, like for gas and all that stuff, because I know that cash is going to be gone. That cash is going to be gone. That's why I use my credit cards, and then I still stuff those envelopes, but I pay it back on my credit card because I know, that cash will be gone in a minute. All right, let's get to our next topic, and let's see, where am I? I don't even know where I am. Let's see if this one. Oh, homework check. All right, it's time for a homework check. Y'all thought I was gonna forget, didn't you? Y'all thought I was gonna forget. It's time for a homework check. Okay, I gave you all the last credit card live. I gave you guys 2 homework assignments. You guys were supposed to go through your credit cards and look at your total amount on your card versus your balance and see what your credit utilization rate was, okay? The second homework was, did you look at your credit card bills and look at when your due date is and look at when your statement date is? All right, comment down below who remembered the homework assignment, okay? And if you did remember it, let me know if you know what your credit utilization score is. And if you know when your statement dates are for your credit cards. Let me know if you took a look at that, okay? And then, if you hadn't, that's okay. When we come back, I want you guys to let me know, because these 2 things are very, very, very important when it comes to boosting your credit score, okay? So, let's see. Who else? Let's see. LaShonda says, nope, it's try to keep 50, so I'm more reluctant to... You get to 50, so you know you don't want to break that 50. I love that. That's another good way of looking at it. Let me put some 50s in my pocket because I ain't touching this 50. I am not breaking this 50 for nothing. That's another good one. Oh my gosh. Hey, good morning. Welcome. So happy you can make it. Plus, a lot of places don't like 50 these days. They got to turn you down. They ain't taking no 50. Y'all a mess. Look, it's all about how we psych ourselves out. It's all about how we psych ourselves out to make ourselves not overspend. And we sit and laugh about it, but these are things you got to do. If you have got to trick your mind into not overspending, not spending money on stuff you don't need. Y'all, I have been spending money like crazy on Amazon. And what is the Prime days are coming up? I can't even wait for that. I've been buying stuff on Amazon like crazy. So any little profit I made from my business sales so far, it need to go back to Amazon because I've just been shopping like crazy. Let's see. I know nothing of this homework assignment. Maybe you were not here this day, but it is a fact. And that was the homework assignment. I want to know who got it done. If you didn't get it done, I want you to report back next time. These things are important. I know nothing of this homework assignment, but I can tell you that my credit usage overall is about 8%. Dang, Desi, that is awesome. That is awesome, y'all. Her credit ratio utilization is 8% across all her credit cards, because what creditors, what the goal is 30% or less across all your credit. 30% or less. And Desi, and some people say 10% or less. So Desi is right there. She's right on track. That's so true. You'll go to a lot of places and they're saying they don't take any amount over $20. Some of them don't even have change. Where did I go I forgot where I went and they did not have change. And we both looked at each other for a minute like, so what you want me to do? I was in the drive-thru somewhere and they said we don't have any quarters or they don't have any dollars, something. And I was like, all right, whatever, just keep it. But I was like, excuse me, so what do we do? Like, it was awkward. Like, so you saying I don't get my money? What is so awkward? Have y'all experienced that yet? We got to be careful. I don't know what's going on with the cash, but I ain't never in my life heard somebody come to me and tell me they ain't have the change to give me back my money. What is that? What is that about? That's new. Prime Days, July 11th through 12th. Y'all, I got my eye on this table, this fold down table. I got my eye on it because as I'm doing my office up front, this fold down table is going to be perfect because then I can just put it away. I can film on it and do different stuff. Anyway, it's off topic. Listen, if you guys don't know this about me, I love to shop. That is no secret. And that's one thing I'm not going to change. I don't care. I love to shop, but I save for the things that I like and I want. And that's the difference. So it's okay to spend, but save for the things you spend for. That's perfectly fine. It's when you don't save for it or you're just spending and you have no way to pay for it. And that's what we're going to work on. That's what we're going to work. Yes, Desi, I need your tips. Desi is, listen, y'all, first of all, please make sure y'all are following our friend, Desiree Wealth. Okay. She's very knowledgeable. She stays, and I don't know if you all have watched her videos, but I want y'all to make sure y'all watch her videos. Plus, we need to make sure we get her monetized. So she needs the watch hours. But one thing about Desi, and I'm going to brag on her really quickly, you want to talk about someone committed to their budget. Like, Desi ain't playing with y'all. Them videos, she going to break down that budget. And ever since I've been watching her, and this has been over a year, that budget is to the T. She tell you what she paid her mama, what she paid her sister, what she paid for this. Travis getting a little something to this. And I be all about that budget video. She will tell you down to the penny. So when she sits here and tells you her credit score is this, you better believe it. Y'all better go follow her. I'm telling you, I wish I could get my budget like that. My budget is just like, oh, hell, we'll just pay it. I don't know. And I need to get better about that. Y'all make sure y'all follow Desiree Well. I mean, she's really good. Let's see. I'm blessed to be at 0%. I pay them all monthly. Yes. I have all my credit cards set up on auto pay. Every single one of them. I have everything set up. Do y'all have everything set up on auto pay? I got everything set up on auto pay. Then that way I just keep track of when the payment comes out. And I love it. I love it. Let's see. Yes. Okay. CB says, I am thinking my utilization is only about 5 to 6%. Y'all are good. Due date is right before my statement date on both the cards I use. I try not to use the cards between when I make that second payment. Listen, you guys. Hi, Zadora. You didn't get the notification, girl. We're going to start a union against YouTube. I don't get nobody's notifications. I don't, and I don't like it. I used to get notified about stuff. I don't get notified about anything anymore. But as soon as I open up my YouTube, I see every short in the world that's being created, whatever. We'll talk about it. But you guys, the reason you want to make sure you know when your statement date is, because whatever the balance is on your card, that's what's being reported. So it's so important to know what that date is. And it's usually a few days after your due date. So you can make your payment, whatever you make that payment on, a few days later is usually your statement date. And that statement date is what gets reported. So if your balance is $1,000, by the time that statement date rolls around, that $1,000 is what's getting reported as to what your balance is, you know, how high it is, how close it is to your limit. You know, what you don't want on these credit cards, if you can help it, we can't help it. That's why we're paying it off. But your credit balance is, $5,000. And your credit limit is $5,000, but your balance is $4,500. That's what we got to work towards. We got to work towards getting that down. So it shows that you are responsible with your credit and you don't have these high balances. So that's what gets reported. So that's why it's so important to know when that date is. Okay. Let's see. I think I missed someone. I barely use 2% on each credit card. Oh my gosh. I've got to get back on track. You're right. You gotta, and this is across all cards. Okay. That 30% where that goal is across all cards. Okay, not just each card. So across all of your many cards that you may use and you may spend on, the total average you want to keep under 30%. Okay. That no change thing is a scam. That was a scam. but they looked like they was serious. Like they was, it looked like they hurt their heart to tell me that. So something was going on. My utilization went back up to 80%. A family member had surgery, so I had to help out and use my credit card. Understandable. Pretty much starting over on paying it back down. My statement is due on the set. And that is understandable. And see, it's things like that that happen. And one of the things I've done, and I don't know if this happens a lot to you guys, family, we have family out there that we care about, and family comes first and we want to help them. I will tell you, one of the envelopes that I've saved for, I have a family envelope just for when things like this happens. So, if something happens, if someone needs to borrow something or something like that happens, they need help with the surgery, or it doesn't have to be always in time of need. It can be, a celebration. If something happens with a family member, you want to buy something or you want to say congratulations. I make sure to have a family envelope just for reasons just like that. And hey, that's okay. You help your family. We've all been in those situations before. So yes, now you're going to work to get your score back down, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine when you have a reason for it. Okay, let's see. I love to shop as well, but I've been saving towards spending. Absolutely. Save for the things that you like. Save for those things that you like, that you enjoy. I do that absolutely with my savings challenges. Most of my savings challenges, if you guys watch my video, they're about me. Like I say, I'm saving for my emergency fund, but the bulk of these challenges, I am saving for me, honey. I'd be damned if I'm paying all these bills and I ain't buying myself nothing. That's my philosophy. So that's what I do. I know the things that I like, so I set up savings challenges just to save for them. And that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. But what you don't want to do is do all that saving for yourself and do all the stuff and you got bills over here. Okay? Just remember that. Just remember that. Okay. That was me before my emergency fund was funded, so I didn't have enough. Yeah. So I guess I'm really at 0% since I pay them off every month. Yes, if you pay them off every month, you're not at 0%, because I think it looks at, like, if you keep using them, if you continue to use them, then it's going to look at how much you have as your limit as opposed to what you're spending. But yeah, you may want to calculate that. Do you have any bills coming off of it every month? Are you charging anything? Just because you pay it off every month, but you're using it again. That's why it's so key to look at that date. What's your statement date? She sure does, Chris. When she overspends and wait. She sure does, Chris. When she overspends and everything. Wait. Oh, you're talking about Desi? Are you talking about Desi? Yes. Am I behind? Let me get caught up, because it's after 11, y'all. We have so much fun on these lives. I enjoy you guys being here. I hope you all have taken a moment to hit that like button. Let me see. I have 99% of my bills on auto pay. How did I survive without it? I don't know about y'all, but I used to think auto pay was the devil. I used to think that I'm not paying you. You ain't getting access to my account and taking this money out. Why do we think like that? See, we gotta change. We gotta change. I would really think that way. I'm like, you ain't getting your money before I say you get it. Then finally I realized it was the best thing that could have happened to me. What sit up here fighting with auto pay for? Ridiculous. Okay, let me make sure I have, I'm not missing anyone. Do you have it on auto pay because you use a separate bills account? Darn it, I'm behind. I don't know what that question was for. I know we were talking about credit cards, but the credit bureaus take all of our debts into consideration. Yes, all across the board. All across the board. That's what the credit utilization score is. Yes. Let's see. I can't do auto pay. I want to tell them. See, I just said this. See, that's the mentality right there, Desi. I want to tell them when it's okay to take my money. I typically pay my credit cards after the statement is generated. That's just what I was talking about. Let's see. Hey, first we got to pull out of the live chat. Okay. Got to pull out of the live chat. Y'all, I ain't gonna keep talking about y'all in that like button. All bills on auto pay. Life is so much easier. It's so much easier. It is so much easier on. Oh my God, especially if you are ever late or you forget to make payments or you just got so much going on. You're like, oh my God, did I pay this? Put it on auto pay, and then all you got to worry about is when those payments are due and when to have that money in your account to make sure it's covered. Oh my God, it's so much easier now. With anything else, you still monitor it, okay? Still, just because you don't auto pay don't mean you don't monitor your stuff, okay? And now, because it's time to wrap up, let me just make sure I get to my last point. And the last point, I would just want to make sure everyone understands that there are several factors that affect your credit score, okay? So you want to boost your credit score. It's more than just getting your bills paid off, okay? There is different factors. So payment history is a big part of it. Are you paying on time? You know, are you keeping up? Are you always late? You know, you got to look at that kind of stuff, okay? Your amounts owed, I was just telling you this. You know, if your credit limit is 10,000, but your balance is 9,500, then that shows that you're not, it shows to them that you are not responsible with your credit because you have such a high balance in your credit limit. The difference is like $500. You got to look at that. We got to keep that number low. The length of your credit history, it's a shame that, you know, when we have these cards that we no longer use, it can affect it if you close it because they're looking at your length. If your longest open credit card you've had forever and you want to close it, well, it's looking at that length of time. So you want to think about that. New credit. Oh my gosh. You guys, be careful opening new credit cards. That hurts you. That hurts you opening up a new credit card. Okay. So think about those things. You got a whole bunch of new credit cards out there and you open them up one after one after one. That hurts your credit score, okay? And then credit mix. We talked about this. You know, a good credit mix factors your credit score too. So I think Fiona said it. Your credit, your auto loans, your credit cards, your mortgage. You know, all of those different things affect your credit cards, affect your credit score, okay? So I don't want you to think it's just I paid my credit cards off, and I think Yogi mentioned this earlier. I paid my credit cards off, so my credit score should skyrocket. It's not just that. It's that what we just looked at. It's a mixture of things. So that's what we're going to continue talking about in the next session. How do we get a handle on all of those things once we get our credit paid off, or once we're almost getting it paid off? How do we get that mixture in a good place where we can balance it all and make our credit score go up? And that's going to be the next session that we talk about that. Okay. So let's wrap it up. Let's get some more comments here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I do hope that you enjoy these lives. I really would love it if you all have any suggestions for future lives. Okay. And then I do just want to remind you guys of upcoming lives that's coming up. Next week, we're going to talk about budgeting 101. What is the best way to set up a budget? And I know all of y'all got an opinion on this. So y'all better come and be ready to talk about this topic, because we all got our opinion on what's the best way. So we're going to talk about that. And then the following week, we're going to talk about cash stuffing 101. How to cash stuff on a low income, you guys. So thank you guys so much for being here. Let's look at some final comments. I have two accounts where auto pay comes from, personal and household. Oh, okay. I bet you just need this question. I use auto pay because I have so much on my plate that I've forgotten to pay bills in the past. Y'all, I'm telling you, I can totally agree with this. I have so much on my plate right now. And if you guys miss my live with Katie at the Planner channel on Thursday, for those of you all who were there, was that a good live? Do you guys enjoy lives like that? I love Katie to death. I hope you guys have gone and you followed her. That was such a good live, and she was talking to us about time blocking, and I've just got to get more of these exercises in my life if I'm going to continue to take on more. But I have been there before where I've just been so busy. Lord knows I'll never forget to pay my bills. And Lord, I forgot to pay something. I forget what it even was. But when they told me, you know, when they tell you it's late, you look at them like they stupid. It's like, well, I ain't never paid that. I was like, oh my God, I forgot to. That's why I was like, sign up this auto pay. I couldn't believe that. I ain't never paid a bill late before. So yes, that's why auto pay is so useful. So useful. Okay. Once I finish my month ahead fully funded, I'll switch to auto pay. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I don't do auto pay. Sometimes I catch these companies slipping, raising prices. You got to check it. That's with anything. I'm not chasing them for credits when I can call and get them to reduce before I pay. Listen, and that's true. That's true. But listen, I'm going to tell y'all, you got to check everything. Okay? I got 2 charges on my bank account right now from Apple, and they $1 something a piece. And I'm like, what is these dollar charges for? It's 2 of them. So I need to follow up on that. You got to check everything. But for convenience, if it helps, yes. If it doesn't help and you are the type of person that stays on top of your budget and your bills come this and you mail it then, was y'all grandmamas like this? Had the bills all set up on the table and the envelopes with the stamp on them, ready to go. It was time to pay that bill. Y'all remember that? That was my grandmama. So if that's you, yes, by all means, you do the system that works best for you. You do what works best for you. Let's see. So true. Be careful. Better to get offered the credit or pre-qualify for. Oh my gosh. Yes, that doesn't hurt your credit. Yes. Let's see. I see Bunny in here. Let's see. There's Bunny. Thank you so much. This information was so helpful about the credit card. Thank you, Bunny. Thank you for joining. And this is part 2 of our series. The next month, we're going to talk about once we get it paid off or we're close to getting it paid off. Now what? Now what do you do? Do we run it back up again, or do we be smart about these credit cards? Now, don't rush and cut them up. Do not cut your credit cards up once you get them paid off. Now, if you have an issue with, you don't know what to do, you just got to reach for it and start spending it again, we're going to talk about that. But if you can get control of these credit cards, it will definitely work in your favor. Trust me. Let's see. My mom still has all her bills on the table with her stamps. I'm not kidding, y'all. I'm telling you, the bills be lined up, stamp on them, checkbook, who getting paid. I'm telling you, don't you love seeing people at the grocery store stuff that still use a checkbook? As soon as I see it, I'm like, let me just go hit the self-checkout. This is going to be a minute. Because why does it take them so long to fill out that check? You've been writing checks for 50 years. Why does it take so long? Lord Jesus. And then little cashier don't know what a check is. So they sitting over there staring at it like they crazy. Oh my God. Okay, let me see what this is. I may have missed this. No video, but I may make one to go over. Oh, shoot, I missed something. Oh, darn it. I missed this comment. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. I set an alarm for my bill due date. I got that on my phone too. But I said, do y'all set everything on y'all phone? I thought it was just me. I set a reminder about everything on my phone. It could be, I got to go in work early this day. I'll make sure I got a reminder on there. Thank you so much, Desi. Thank y'all so much for being here. I love talking about stuff like this. This is why I asked you guys to make sure you fill out that link in my description box. Any topics you guys want to talk about. And that's why I want to make sure we come together in this coaching session so we can get together as a group so you all can have a chance to speak. Yes, you type it in the comments, but let's get together. Let's meet up and let's talk about it. Let's uplift one another. We're going nowhere but up. Keep a manageable amount of credit cards so when you are done paying, you don't have to get rid of them. That's right. Don't keep opening a bunch of credit cards. Why? I got so many credit cards. Huh? You don't need that new credit card. Keep paying that other one off and managing it correctly so they will increase your limit. Let's do that. Let's get the best ones that benefit us. Let's see what Shalice says. So many good benefits when you use your credit the correct way. Rewards, lower interest rates, etc. We have over 300K in available credit. That is a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing right there. And it's so true. And when you manage your cards efficiently in the correct way, you will see. That's why I said we're going to talk about how to make these places work for you. We're going to get out of this mindset that we're scrambling around working for them and, begging for this and doing all this. When you make them work for you, you will see all the benefits, Oh, Cindy, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You guys make sure and another person, Cindy Cat Budgets. I talked about Shalonda's shop. Make sure you guys check out Cindy's shop. She has some great stuff in her shop too. Thank you so much, Cindy. You're the best. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to head out here. Let me see what Vanessa says. That's a great amount, 300K in available credit. I barely have 60,000. Girl, Vanessa, 60,000 is great. Listen, 60,000 is great, and it's going to continue to go up. You keep managing your credit well, and it will continue to grow up. 60,000 is nothing to frown at. 10,000 ain't nothing to frown at. $2,000 ain't nothing frown at. That's more than what you had. Now make it work for you. I love it. I love it. Yes, I use reminders on my phone all the time. Thank you so much, Cindy. I really do appreciate you. So you guys, next week's live. What did I say we're talking about next week? Oh, we're talking about budget. What's the best system to use for budget? What system do you use for budgeting? You know, if anyone needs help with starting a budget, let me know. If you want to talk about it on the live, or you want me to review it on the live, setting up a budget and how to make it work for you, send it to me in the chat, or send me a message, and we can definitely go over it. And if you want to remain anonymous, we can do that as well. But I want to thank you all so much for joining the live. I'm going to give you back your Saturday. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Don't forget to check my video that I'm going to drop tomorrow. It is a sinking fund update, second quarter, halfway through the year mark update. Let's see where I am, and we're going to finish out this year strong, all right? So thank you all so much for being here. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.